Hello, welcome to today's episode of Talk and Roll with Hawk and the Captain. Today we have all the way from Sweden, SlaughterSword, Robin from SlaughterSword. Robin, tell us about yourself.
Well, I don't know if it's a lot to tell, really. I'm Robin from PDO in Sweden, so quite high north, almost to the Nordic Circle. So we're quite high up. We have snow right now, so it's cold as fuck, if we can say that. So
yeah. So whatever the fuck you want, dude.
Yep.
That's great.
On that Viking shit.
Well, pretty much. I suited up for the occasion. So, the band's been active or semi-active since 2019. Then it was a four-piece, and it was like that until 2020, 2021. That changed. We had a few members moving, and we had to drop one. So after that, it was kind of stagnant. And this year, I decided to pick it up for myself. So with everyone okay with it, I took the name for the band and started doing stuff myself, because why the fuck not? So if you can do it, you can do it. So I played bass in a few projects. Previously, I was the rhythm guitarist for this band and playing some lead stuff here and there. But my other guitarist friend was the lead guitar then, and we had another singer. So I had to pick up the slack and do stuff myself. So it's been quite a journey to do that. So it's quite hard to do if you're not used to it, but I try to do the best I can.
So it's all you? It's just you?
Yeah, it's me. Oh, except the drums, I had to hire one for that, and because I don't have the chops for that kind of stuff.
Right.
Not yet. So it's quite hard. So, this last album I did, or the EP, it's all cover songs. You all know them before, so try to do a bit of my own, but it's hard to do it with classics. So I did my best with it. So,
I love covers. I love covers. I love them.
That's great.
I'm all about it. What I can see on your battle jacket there.
Yeah.
It's probably pretty fucking. I think we're right in line with each other. Looks a lot like my wall.
Yeah. It's pretty much the same, much 80s and 90s bands and stuff like that. So I love all the classics. So when I found your channel, it was really cool to have someone that like-minded and hearing all the stories and stuff. So it's quite fun to hear that. I heard some of them.
They're good stories to tell, man.
Cute. Yeah. So
not a lot of people really talk about it anymore.
Yeah. So I got book Racing Hell, but I haven't gone through it yet. So all the backstage stories from bands and stuff, it's really fun to read and go through.
Of the covers you did, which one's your favorite? Which one do you think came out the best for you? I know that's a hard fucking thing to ask, because I hate everything I make too.
Yeah, it's quite like that. Well, there's part of it I like I sped up Agent Orange. It's quite cool, but it gets kind of repetitive. But Mad Butcher is quite nice, and I got pretty good screams in it and stuff. I think it was fun to do something else that you haven't done. So that we played covers before of, but Agent Orange was new, and the Whiplash on Whiplash is its name. So it was really fun to do something else that I haven't done before. But Mad Butcher is probably the one that's or War is Hell there. One of them. I like aspects of both of them. So I think the vocals were better on those two, and I got better. It's tighter, I think.
Is this the first time you've done the vocal role?
Yeah, I've done some small parts in shanty bands and Hailstorm cover band. Also, I did the screaming in background and stuff. But it's the first time taking the lead, so to say.
How long have you been playing? When did you pick up the guitar, or whatever you picked up?
I'm 33 now, so I picked it up in my late teens, and took hiatus and stuff also there. But since probably 15, 16, playing on and off, so I should be better, but It's what it is.
I totally feel that. I'm exactly the same way. I've been playing for almost 20 years, but like you wouldn't know it by hearing me play.
Well, we can start a club.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So, but I played there, those years, 20 years now, so it's quite a lot of time. Played bass for maybe 3 or 4, and singing I picked up. Well, the growling I've been doing a while, but not trained or anything for it. So it's 1 year or something like that too, maybe. So
yeah, like trade secret, I'm winging it too. I do a voice.
yeah.
I'm actually like right before we started. There's a voice to it. Like right before, I'm in the middle of like doing voiceover for the next big video. So like I've spent all day reading my Pantera script. So
yeah,
my voice is like, I'm only halfway through it and I can feel it. Like I'm gonna feel it. I'm gonna lose it.
Well, it's quite hard there when you haven't the training for it and stuff. I actually got one lesson, so, but
what more do you need?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, the teacher was really good, so I've been doing like the warm-ups and stuff, so that he recommended, and after that it's easy on the throat to keep screaming for quite a while. So
yeah, it gets hard because, man, I went from singing back in the day, and I haven't sang in closing in on 20 years. And somebody asked me if I could sing again the other day, and I was like, probably not. There is no way.
I can sing pretty well in a specific like key range. My vocal range isn't great, but I'm excited to start. Basically, I have the same plan to do what you did. I'm just gonna release like an EP of covers.
Yeah,
because I'm starting to get to the point where I have enough of a following that people keep asking me to play these things, that I have the delusion of grandeur that anybody wants to hear me play anything. So we're almost there.
Yeah, well, I had to do like a covers because it's hard to write songs by yourself also, and you're quite self-conscious also. I have like riff tapes and stuff, so I'm trying to put together, but I can't put a name on it when it's gonna come out or if it's gonna come out. So it was like I have to do something at least. So let's pick 4 great songs and like mash it out and do something. See that I can actually do it myself. So
you have any plans to put together, like get a band together to get on stage somewhere?
Yeah, I would love to be on stage. So that's why I have like side projects and stuff, because I got to be on stage. But I hope to gather a full band at some point. So right now I'm actually studying to forestry here in Sweden. So it's the days are full and you go out and do stuff there for school. So hopefully when that's over, I get some leisure and free time to do stuff more and not be on my own. It's about 40 minutes.
Is everything getting back to normal there now? Like out there?
Yeah.
I mean, every country's kind of different, but everything seems like it's kind of just going back to normal after the plague.
The plague. Yeah, well, it's going quite nice here in Sweden. We didn't have any lockdowns and stuff like that, so everything was.
You guys are chill as fuck out there. You guys are, those Nordic countries are great.
We keep our
snowed in, bro.
Yeah, well, there was a saying or like a joke. The Finnish people, they are like the Swedes pretty much. They don't walk near other people or live near anyone else. So when the recommendation for the 2 meters safety distance and stuff for people, went like, we have to stand that close. Why?
That's like, dude, I like when they announced the 6 foot out here, I was like, I always stand pretty far away from people because I look weird, because when you're walking around like the grocery store and around normies, I try and stay kind of far away from people because I look like I might stab you. I just assume that that's what people think. I used to be a much bigger, like I'm 6'4", but I lost a ton of weight, and I used to be I used to be fat as fuck.
Yak and stuff.
So yeah, I wasn't jacked. Never jacked. Only I was a tubby fuck. So I looked a lot scarier. I had a lot of like high school football coaches like begging me to be a linebacker back in high school.
Ooh.
I played bass guitar for the high school band. That's what I wanted to do. So.
Yeah, well, that's an achievement too. So
I had to wear the stupid outfit, but I didn't have to march, which was great.
that's great. But
There are pictures of me in that dumbass outfit somewhere.
yeah,
I can find your yearbook.
Show it sometime.
It's there.
Yeah, but to get back there, it's quite back to normal here. But the scene where I lived, it's not really that big, so it's not a big music scene at all. So in that terms, it's quite sad. But in other places like the capital, Stockholm and stuff, it's new shows and stuff all the time. So it's quite nice there.
So
How
what's
far away are you?
what's the travel like there if you're going to go play somewhere?
Yeah. Well, when we played, we usually did it like in the hometown. We have like a small center that do some. I don't know the name for it. Studio circle, like you have
Club.
courses and stuff. Like they put up lights and stuff like that, and put up shows and stuff. So we played a few of those open mic nights, and we had in Umeå. It's a 3-hour drive. They had a metal show that they put up, so we went there, stayed the night, and we had a few shows in other towns like an hour away. But if we want to get somewhere big, like a big city, it's probably Umeå or further. And Stockholm is like, if you drive there, it's about 8 hours. That's the capital. And if you fly, it's about 1 hour or something like that. So, but then you have to lug gear. We never went there because we never got a gig, and we didn't search for it either. When we were a full piece, we were 2 students, and I was working, and the drummer slash singer, he also studied or worked. I'm not. It went either way there, so we didn't have the money to go further, like that. But you have to travel quite a while if you're not going to like the center here. But then it's not really that big a scene, so it's mostly the core stuff and open mic nights.
So,
So
how big is the town that you're currently in?
I think it's the town or the municipal there. It's about 50,000 people, I think, but it's quite big. It's called Norrbotten if you search for it in like Google Maps or something. So it's the furthest north in Sweden and about half the width of the country. So that's Norrbotten.
Does it 50,000 people across all of that space?
No, sorry, I misspoke there, because that's like the whole state, you can say, and then the municipal is like a small part of that. But it's big, but it's not that big. So,
because we just talked with a girl from Spain last week, and she's telling us about the town she grew up in of like 40 people. And
yeah, there was a like religious, like Catholic, some 40-person village in Spain, and everybody's like hyper Catholic.
Ooh, that had to be rough.
Yeah. She was not a fan.
No,
that's understandable.
Hell out. She's over in your neck of the woods now. Not
okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm searching for like a map there for you so you can see it. Let's see.
So how did SlaughterSword come to fruition?
Well, the other guitarist, he wanted to start a thrash band. It's going, I think it was college or high school there. So he searched for people on Facebook, as you do. So then he gathered us 4. And the 4 that he got for that we were for TalkNRoll, we were the ones that played all like the Declonius, the live albums that's there, and the first one, the Unsafer Than Speed. We played those and were a 4-piece until the breakup there. So it was Facebook and see if you can gather some people that can actually play and or semi-play maybe.
Is he? So he moved away from you. That's
Yeah.
what happened with him.
Yeah, both the bassist and him, they went to Stockholm for school. So the guitar player, he's Tobias. He's playing for Eternal Evil now. So he's doing quite well for himself.
You got Metallica. Your Exodus, you got Metallica. Quite right.
Yeah, and then Victor, the bass player, he moved also there. He's playing for, he played for Wretched Deity, a small band there, and I think his new band is called Megatron or Megaton, something like that. It's quite new there, the name, so I haven't put it on my memory yet. But they were called, what was it before? They changed name quite recently. They were called. No, that was Wretched, but he has some other projects also. But they moved there, so it was quite hard to do the distance. We tried for a while, but it went the way it went.
Do you have any other like musician friends around you, or are you gonna like put a call out for people?
Well, I'm not lonely by that. Just we have quite a few friends who play like metal and stuff. I have Eric Persson I playing with quite recently. I've known him for quite a while. Jukki Renberg, who playing like Irish punk and have other side projects there. So we are quite a few. There's other people in those bands too. I don't know their surnames, but we have a little knit circle that plays together. So we'll see if someone wants to join or if it's something else. It's not quite their music, but it's fun to play with other stuff too. So,
right.
So I've always wanted to ask this: being up there, you said you're near the Arctic Circle, so the cold and all that stuff. Do you find that you can create easier when you're kind of in that environment, or does it bring out something in you as a performer or as a player that your environment, the weather and stuff like that?
Yeah, well, it's different than other people are used to. I lived here all my life, so it's quite normal, but you're hunkered in for longer periods of time since it's all winter. It's quite cold. You don't go out a lot if you don't like ice fish or snowboard, ski or something like that. So you're bunkered in. So, and now I'm living 40 minutes from the town. I have to snow shovel stuff and do everything there. So you get in the zone of your own place in another way. So you sit there and you do the stuff that you like. You don't go out doing anything else. So it's quite nice there to have your setup and sit there. We have like a cabin here.
That sounds like perfect. I don't go anywhere. I go to work and then I come be HawKNLoaD. That's it.
Yeah, that's the thing. We have like a cabin also right outside. I can sit if I want to like get away from home and be somewhere else, just be creative and stuff. That's where I did all the screaming because my wife wouldn't want to hear me scream in the other room. We lived in the center of the city before, and she went out to get food or something. And when she came back, I was screaming in one of the rooms. You can hear it in one take of, well, it's not in anything now, but you can hear what, I thought you were mad at someone. What is happening?
Dude, when I was in high school, I did this cover of like Hit the Lights.
Yeah.
And I remember like recording it on this really shitty microphone in my room, and we had like the family computer was in my room, so that's where I was recording it, basically sitting at it. And God damn, my mom would come rushing in, like, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. I'm singing. I had to like show it to her too, because it sounds ridiculous if you can't hear the music.
Yeah.
And so like I had to like play it back for her and be like, see, it's awesome, right? Isn't this cool? I don't think she got it. She's very supportive.
No. Yeah, that's good. Parents can otherwise be quite unsupportive in some cases. So
My parents
But-
were the opposite. They were not very supportive. They weren't supportive when they came home one day. I thought they were gone for like the weekend. So I'm in there just playing the bass, man. Just got it cranked up. It's vibrating stuff off the walls, and I'm playing the music through the stereo and stuff. And I didn't realize they had come home, and I'm standing like playing. And I turn around, there's my mom and stepdad just staring at me in the hallway, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, how are you doing?"
that's so awkward.
Because I'm literally just jamming out like hard and like head banging away, and then hear my parents just staring at me like I set the house on fire or something.
Dude, my aunt and uncle, like I lived with them for like my junior year of high school, and that was when I was really like learning how to fucking shred. So there was a lot of like really shitty guitar playing going on in that room, and they were not that I knew it was annoying them, and they put up with it well enough, but I feel bad.
Well, if you get past the stage of like the Smoke on the Water riff and like the classics there, they might be more supportive, but to hear that for like 5 hours playing bad, I understand.
Every day.
They go crazy. Yeah, every day for like 2-3 weeks or something.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
So,
Well,
are you keeping SlaughterSword like as your own thing? Like it's you're putting it together. You're going to be the bass player, the guitar player, the riff, the singer,
But
and just do it yourself. Just be like the Dave Grohl of
SlaughterSword.
Yeah, it's your band. It's my band. You can't kick nobody out.
Well, I think it's kind of cool that everybody was cool with you taking the name. I think that's pretty dope.
Me too.
Yeah, it was really good there. Well, they had other things going also, so I think it was like you can have it, maybe. But it's really nice of them to let me keep it. Otherwise, I had to do something else and find it. Band names are quite hard to find. So
yeah.
So, but they're really nice in that regard. I have, I've talked to them a few times here and there, but they're really nice. So, it didn't surprise me that they gave it to me. So,
Nice.
I'm really grateful for it. But the goal is to be a full band again. To lump me with great Dave Grohl is quite unusual. To say the least. So
there's only a handful of really good performers out there that front every point in a band, and he's the one I could think of right off the top of my head. Now you can say Wolfgang Van Halen, because now he's completely takes care of his band with just occasional different singer. So
yeah. Well, hopefully it get to be a full piece at some time, but. For now, I'm thinking of trying to do at least some stuff myself and see if I can get someone later. Since it's a time issue for me right now to go out to rehearsals as much as you want and should do, and then to write stuff there. It's more of the writing stuff that's hard for me right now. Since bass and guitar, it's quite natural to play it, and then to scream or sing something, I can do that too. It's not that hard to do per se. You have to do the recording process and stuff also, but it's more of the writing right now. So, but hopefully I can at least do something myself. Otherwise, I have to search for other people. So,
do you have any kids you have to take care of? Or do you have children?
No, I have my dog and my cats. So.
Same. This is my kid right here.
Yeah, I thought the cat would be like in the camera all the time now because I've been away all day. So He usually gets mad when went away like that.
Mine's wandering around. She was right behind me, and I don't know where she went now. So
Knock over the infinity gauntlet.
yeah, there's a thing. Yeah. Well, they were freaking out because my mom gave me a Roomba. So they're not taking that well. The dogs are freaking out and the cats are freaking out because the Roomba's around the floor.
I couldn't use a Roomba. Doc likes to shred things, so there's always like large pieces of paper and shit all over the floor. A Roomba wouldn't be. I would need like a shop vac Roomba, like a Roomba that was also a shop vac.
Well, I have to vacuum because I have a canister vac, and with the 3 dogs and the cats, I usually fill that up like 6 times with dog and cat hair. So now the Roomba, if I just let that go all the time, hopefully I won't have the 6 canisters of dog hair. So
Well, that would be nice to have, but we have 2 stores here in the house, so it would be either not going upstairs or then falling down.
Yeah, true.
yeah.
So
See, my dogs just lurk down here with me for most of the time. They're upstairs with my wife right now, but they're usually downstairs with me. So, so I
We
always
need Doc at some point in this episode. He shows up every episode. He knows when we're doing something.
my fat one's asleep behind me right now.
something important. The dog is sleeping here in the same room, so you can hear it in the background, like yapping and stuff. Also,
I did all my camera work, so like just me appearing on camera for this video, and then I took a break in between that and doing just the voiceover that'll narrate, and he was sleeping and girlfriend's sleeping. I was like, all right, I could probably start this now and like be fine. And the second I turned off my fan and like pressed record, he like popped up and then jumped up on me, started barking and shit. He knows, he can sense it. I think he can sense when I'm like concentrated on something, because that's when he wants to yell at me.
That's typical. You can see outtakes from other YouTubers also there with the dogs like in the background.
I made a whole TikTok account for it. My Facebook, if anybody follows my Facebook, it's all fucking Doc stuff. Everybody loves him over
there. Well, they're cute, so.
Yep. So, I always ask this of all the people we've had on the show. Name of your first band.
Well, that's actually quite easy. Because SlaughterSword is my first band that I played in. So
wow. You didn't have like a high school band or nothing like that?
No, I played with a friend, but we never had a band. So we jammed 2 guitars or a guitar and a bass in his basement. never anything else. So. But otherwise, yeah. So I don't have Fringe music to look back on from high school.
What's your metal journey like? Like, how did you get into heavy metal?
Well, my father, he had like a big record collection of like Bruce Springsteen and stuff, but he also had Kiss. So that's the first album there. I think it was like Detroit Rock City and Alive. Started, and then I thought Gene Simmons was like the coolest shit ever. But I thought he played guitar. I didn't know what a bass was. So because I was like 6 or something, 5, it's guitar or nothing. So I started there, and then I got into like Maiden, stuff from other friends and AC/DC and like the classics. Got into that, Metallica, of course, and after that went through like all the big 4. Found Armored Saint quite early also, so those are amazing. I love them. And after that, I went into like more death with death metal, with Death and like Entombed for a bit, and At the Gates, Haunted and stuff. All those. So I would say it's quite a normal journey actually to go to like metal and so listen to all the like the stuff that you have in the background. So yeah, of course, Megadeth, Pantera, and stuff. But just going through the normals, Armored Saints is probably one of the ones that people don't listen to as much, I think. But
John
I
Bush
recommend
rips,
it as
dude.
well.
Oh
John
man,
Bush is
Yeah.
great.
I love him. So usually say that to people also. And the Anthrax stuff he did was also, I love those albums because he's such.
I did a video about it, about John Bush Anthrax, and it was
Yeah.
people fucking, they either hated it or loved it.
Yeah.
I love that John Bush is actively trying to tour Armored Saint with Anthrax. So he would open with Armored Saint. They would do the Bush year Anthrax, and then end it with the Joey Anthrax. I'm like, I would love that, but I don't think it'll ever happen.
No,
But
I don't know.
didn't
if Joey
Scotty
would be
Ian-
down with that.
Didn't Scotty Ian want to have a reunion with
I know
him
they're
also?
still. I know from what I understand is they're still pretty cool with each other. So I'd like to see it happen. So
Yeah, I love it. So,
Yeah.
well,
was
those
the-
guys are great.
Caggiano's free now too. I wonder what the fuck he's gonna do.
yeah,
Hopefully something good.
Yeah, I'm like I don't know if I'm more curious who Volbeat puts in that spot, but because I love Volbeat. Volbeat's like one of my top 3 favorite bands of all time.
Okay.
But Caggiano, like, I wonder what the fuck he's gonna do now. I mean, you know, he's got some big fucking big projects on his portfolio, so I'm sure he'll be fine.
well, I know he's more producer than guitar player, right?
Yeah, he does a lot of. that was what he was originally brought in for with Volbeat, was to help them produce Outlaw, I think, and then he ended up going so well that they invited him to join the band, and then he premiered on that album, on that record. God, I remember when that record came out. Volbeat's one of the, because I'm not super exploratory with my tastes, as I'll often say. So Volbeat's like one of the few bands that I've been into, and they are like currently active and putting out like good records. As far as, so like my first, I'm a Metallica is my all-time favorite band, and the first Metallica record that came out after I got into them was Death Magnetic, and then I had to wait 8 more years for like Hardwired. You know what I mean? So I've gotten it for free. So it's like there's a lot of waiting in between. But Volbeat's fucking steady, bro.
Yeah.
And they put out good shit. Even if you don't like I like the earlier stuff better, but I still love every album's got something that I fucking love. Like I don't have to
Yeah, I don't have
to be like, well,
so.
you know, these are my I like this band, so I do kind of like this song. I have like you know, I fucking love.
Well, that's great. I haven't heard that much Volbeat, but I have to check it out now.
It's very rockabilly. If I would say start with the first 3 albums, because they're like it's like heavy metal Elvis stuff. If you like the Misfits or anything, or any sort of like old school rock and roll sound, but metal as fuck, I love it. That's what I loved about it, was that it sounded like 1950s rock and roll, but metal. It was great.
Okay, that's cool. Well, the Misfits, I like them a lot, so they're fun to play also. It's easy but fun. It's such energy, so it's really nice. What was that band name? I found a smaller band here in Sweden that does like the horror punk thing. Really nice dudes also. Let's see if I find the name there.
Insane Clown Posse?
No, no, not those guys.
Yeah, I'm not.
We got to make fun of them at least once per show. That's the worst.
Yeah, we were picking on the Juggalos. We had to clarify. It was that they seem like nice dudes. It's just not my thing.
I got some personal friends that are juggalos, and I
they're great guys
on a regular basis. Oh yeah,
there was who was it? It was Gigi was telling us that like, the Juggalos were like cleaned up after themselves and shit. Wasn't that what you were saying?
Yep.
Like one of the few like fan bases that didn't leave the place destroyed or something.
Yep, they
But
come
also
in,
left
clean
3
everything
inches
up,
of
and
Fago on the
yep,
ground.
Yeah.
they said their Fago bombs
Left
still.
Hand Black is the one that I'm thinking about there. They're quite nice. So, fun album.
What are you listening to? What's your go-to band?
Well, I keep going back to like classic Maiden, but otherwise I love Opeth, the earlier stuff. I keep going back to My Arms Your Hearse, that album. I've listened to it so many times, and I think that's one of the things that I go back to. And I think the second album from Leak, Swedish death metal band, also I keep going back to those. But otherwise, like the classic stuff, Maiden and Black Sabbath's been quite frequent now also, and High on Fire, the earlier things there, but usually Opeth and Maiden.
That's good music to go to and listen to.
Yeah.
This one's usually Hawk's question, but what was your inspiration band that got you?
What band were you trying to be when you started your first band? What, because everybody starts wanting to be someone else and then they build from there. Who is that band?
I would say for me, when SlaughterSword started, I was thinking about probably some combination of the big four, probably like Slayer and Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth there, that kind of stuff. I know the other guys were more into the German scene, but I was like into the Bay Area. So those were like the combination of bands. You probably more Slayer, I think.
Does Germany have like some fucking banger thrash metal or something?
Yeah, like Sodom is there and stuff like that.
Creator's really good.
Yeah.
I'm not super like, I'm not as exploratory as people think. I like history. I like to read about bands and histories and stuff, but
yeah,
as far as what I listen to regularly, it's pretty repetitive.
Well, then you hear the nuances of stuff also. So, but Creator and the German bands are really great, but I found them quite late also in life, other than the classic songs that they played. So, but the Bay Area and those bands, the big four.
So where
are
you looking to be with SlaughterSword 1 year from now? Where do you think you could be?
In 1 year, I hope to have done at least a few songs more, one or two, or preferably something original. But otherwise, at least put out something that comes out in a steady flow. Because right now it's been 2023, this release, and 2021, it was one of the live albums. And new stuff, it came out in 2020 the last time. It's quite a big gap, so I wanted to keep more consistent. In 1 year, I will probably be finished with school also, so hopefully I get to play with people more regularly. So we'll see if I can find a
master's degree or something.
I'm going for bachelor's, so 3 year in Sweden. It's 3 years.
Oh, fucking efficiency.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to see our classmates either.
Yeah. Hold on, get away from me culture. I love that. That sounds awesome.
I would love it there. You should just go away.
It's really nice. Yeah, well, I live quite in the middle of the forest also right now, so
probably good backdrop for like album covers and shit. You probably found a bitchin' music video out there.
Yeah, well, right now it would be quite boring with me on all the stuff, or trying to be at all the stuff. I think it could be quite fun, but I have to do some new band photos at least. We have, or I have the old ones still up with the full band, but to show like the album cover and something new updated there. But hopefully, I get to do something like that now during this year.
See,
Hopefully.
you could do it like they kind of make fun of it here in America that the woods in Sweden is just full of lost black metal bands. So you should just be able to go out your back door, wander into the woods, you find a band. They're out there trying to take pictures for their album covers.
Actually, since I'm studying in forestry, I was thinking maybe of doing that like a side hustle to take band photos in the woods.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
It would be so amazing because I'm probably in the forest all the time then, so I should be able to find the good spots.
I have a buddy of mine who does music on his own, like just home studio stuff, and all of his fucking album covers are like the forest. It's so fucking nothing's more metal than the trees. All right,
yeah,
trees are metal as fuck.
Yep.
Yeah. So
used to be you used to get lots of pictures of bands in gravel pits in America. every metal band had to have a picture in a gravel pit. I don't know why. So
now that you say it, it's like that, or industrial areas.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I live in Pittsburgh and there's some like, it's a major US city. There's plenty of fucking graffitied brick walls to stand in front of. Oh yeah.
See, I should go before they completely tear it down, but there was a nuclear power plant in my little hometown, and it's one of the first ones in America, and it's this weird like golf ball. It's not even got the big stack. And I was like, maybe I should go take pictures of that to be really fucking metal before they tear it completely down.
Was it always like that? Did it always have that ball on it?
Yeah, it came.
That might be a containment sphere.
Yeah, and it's
not like they could just stop. Their core. Like
I think the reason they're tearing it down is I think it's now safe to be removed. If that tells you. And this is the town I grew up in, so that explains a lot. I'm being doused with radiation every moment, every day. So
you're peeing like radioactive stuff still.
Like 80s nuclear energy.
Yeah. It was like in the 60s, I think, when they built this thing, and it's been around since then. And it's never been active in my lifetime. So
it's never what?
It's never been active in my lifetime. So
they built it and then shut it down? I
think within a couple years. It went from being open to shut down in like a couple years.
That's not good.
Yeah. But that explains a lot around this little nuclear wasteland that is my hometown.
I used to work in a nuclear power plant in Florida, Turkey Point, at the very tip of southern Florida, and it's like serious shit, bro. I used to work in their cafeteria as a cook, and I had to like get an FBI background check, and you had to like walk through like it was like going through TSA every day when you went into work, and there's like guards with fucking like fully automatic rifles walking around everywhere. And I had to take a whole course on like what to do if like you think a terrorist is trying to melt down the core. It's fucking crazy.
Oh, it's just no that joke. Sounds like pain to go to work then.
Dude, it was kind of a motherfucker. I did end up getting like boots that had carbon toes instead of steel toes. Mm-hmm. That way I didn't have to take my shoes off every time I got through the detector, but other than that, it wasn't too bad. It was like mostly like it was like going through TSA, but you didn't have to wait in line because there was nobody fucking. It's not like there were people waiting to get in. The coolest part about that gig was that like because I worked in a lot of kitchens, working at like a normal kitchen, you don't really know when the rush is going to come. But for that, like it was all like we were there to feed the people who work there. So every day we'd get massive rush, but it was always at the exact same time because that's when those guys were let off for lunch. So it was predictable. It made it a lot easier to handle. Dude, that place was fucking dope. Like I had a big flat top grill and they didn't put an order in or anything. I would just point at people and they would tell me what they wanted. And then I'd fucking point to the next guy. They would all tell me what they wanted. And it just all in my head, I'd fucking whip it up and give to them, and then they go ring it out at the register. It was cool. I kind of miss it. I don't miss it. I like what I do now.
Well,
kitchens are rough.
Yeah.
yeah. So it sounds like the usual for stuff there. Like you see one person coming in every day, ordering the same thing,
Yeah, just
which
like
is the
1,000
dream to.
people.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's the dream to have that somewhere. Not talk to them and still get what you want. So
Yeah, dude, it's dope.
So over there, you got, like I said, vast areas. You're not really near anything. Does I don't know. Does how does like trying to get out there work over there? I mean, over here, you got local clubs. People like to play. Do you do a lot of like online? Do you give like CDs out? Do how do you promote your band?
well, that's also I have to be like my own entrepreneur right now to do that also. I haven't quite figured out. So, but it's a lot of word of mouth and to local bands and like the study circles and stuff like that. Go to friends, colleagues, and try to get your name out there. Well, since the following right now is, I think the Instagram account has like 600 followers. It's not working that great, maybe.
Yeah,
But
no. Social media sort of just what you want to do is treat it like content creation. You like just like what I do, except instead of history, it's like it's the music.
Yeah.
That's the content.
Yeah. So, well, I pressed up like patches also and a few CDs of the EP here. See if I can put it out to people. See if somebody wants it. So,
Oh yeah.
Sneak it into the record store.
yeah, well, we don't have one, but otherwise that's a good idea.
Fair enough.
I was just going to ask, where's the record store, man? We don't even have one around here anymore.
Put it in like the local gas station or something.
Or whatever what Swedish Walmart is.
IKEA.
IKEA. Yeah.
Well, that's also like 2-3 hours away. So
there's a closer IKEA to me than there is an IKEA to you.
Yeah, I could get to IKEA in 20 minutes.
35 maybe 35 for me. So
we have one in Umeå, like the 3 hours away, and we have one that's a bit closer, I think 2.5 or something, but then it's at the border to Finland, so they can go get cheaper booze. So you choose if you go to a little bigger city or you go to Finland to get booze.
Then that's what you do, and that's what everybody does, and there's really nothing else. Oh, it's perfect.
Pretty much.
It's the same thing here. Everybody from Ohio goes to Michigan so they can go get their weed. So just across the border. It's right there. Yeah. It's cheap.
That's what you do, especially when you're younger, since you can't buy alcohol from Systembolaget that we have. It's the only place that you can get hard liquor and higher alcohol content beer. So you have to be 20, but in Finland you have to be 18, so you can go there before. So then everybody goes
here
there.
They made it. You have to be 21 to buy cigarettes now, which is so fucking crazy to me.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, 21 across the board. Yeah,
for everything.
You
know, 18 we send your ass to Iraq, but everything else.
Yeah,
that's so crazy.
We'll give you a fucking M4 and send you out to Afghanistan, but no cigarettes. All right.
No, that might kill you.
Yeah, that might kill you. Yeah.
It'll kill you.
That sucks. Fuck.
I gotta ask, because you said you're so close up to the Arctic Circle. Do you get it where you get like the super long periods of dark and light?
No, it's we still have sun all the time, so we're a bit below.
Okay.
But during like the darker hours or darker days, you get like sun from 10 a.m. to like maybe 1 or 2 p.m.
That's so fucking crazy.
That's insane.
So
Even
it's
in the winter here, like the sun comes up probably by 7 at the latest,
Hmm.
and then it'll go down like 5, 6 o'clock. That's when it'll start to go down in the winter. And in the summer, like the sun is up at fucking 5 a.m. and doesn't go down till 10.
it doesn't go down in summer, so it hardly ever goes down.
Oof.
So we have light all summer, and the winter is pretty much all pitch black. So when you get to
It
work
snowed in a
or
lot?
go there,
Like footage of snow, like tons of feet, like feet of snow.
well, in the
Metric
later years
meters.
now, it hasn't been as much as it used to. But I think we had like 1.5 meters or something last year that laid everywhere, but it doesn't like fall all at once. But we had to shovel quite a lot of snow.
Don't miss that at all. The
You don't?
I have to think about
No,
it because you're overseas, so it's meters and not feet. So that's what 3.5, 2.5, a meter and a half is what about 4.5, close to 5 feet. So
Yeah, it's like breast high, like to your nipples.
ugh.
Yeah,
So
that's in
but
total. So it's not what
Yeah.
we all want.
yeah, it's not all at once. So we got quite a lot last year at once, but we have a tractor also, so it helps.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably have to have a tractor living in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would be like a whole day's work to like get out from the house. So, but yeah, we get quite a lot. But then we use like snowmobiles also for fun. So
That's awesome. That was dope.
yeah, so we have to have a little bit. We got the first snow here, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. It didn't stay long, but you still saw people coming with like the snowmobile on the carriage or trailer of the cars to go out to the cabins.
Nice.
Somebody always tries.
Like
It doesn't work.
Like a half-inch of snow. Just like
Yeah.
break out the snowmobile.
The season is quite short, so you have to make the best of it.
yeah, it's
When does it
my
end?
neighborhood now. There's a guy that lives down the street, man. If we get the slightest bit of snow, he's got his snowmobile out. If it's got enough that just covers the ground, man, he's tearing up and down the street. I can hear him.
That's because he fucking bought that thing, and he's
Yeah.
like, he's gonna justify it to his fucking wife.
Yeah.
Do you
We
honey?
get
Yeah.
like one big snow a year, and that's it. The rest
Yeah.
of the time, we get this little dusting, and he's still
Yeah.
out there, man, riding that thing, tearing up and down.
We got a few
Yeah.
good ones last year, but it wasn't too crazy. The year before, I got stuck. I got stuck at home, but I'm pretty sure it's because my tires were fucking bald. Because everywhere out of where I live, I have to drive uphill, like out of my neighborhood. So there's no like, there was nowhere that I could go. So like, no matter what direction I went in, when I got to whatever uphill area I needed to get to exit my neighborhood, and they don't fucking plow my roads. Like I live in a fucking slum, so they don't do anything out there. It was rough. I had to call into work. I was like, I can't get out of my house. So I don't know what to tell you.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That reminds me, I think Screw Attack, the gaming channel, they did a story for it was years and years ago. They had like the first snow or ice. I think they're like in Texas or something. So
Dude.
they went to a bar that was uphill just to watch the cars.
Mhm. Yeah, because Texas doesn't have any infrastructure for dealing with winter weather
They
because
don't.
you don't need it. So
Yeah,
everybody
so-
was picking on him too. I was like, if you in fucking Michigan didn't have salt trucks and plows, you'd be fucking just as stupid looking as they
Yeah.
are. Like that's
Well,
we have things that get rid of the snow. They didn't have any of
Yeah.
that shit because why would you put salt reserves in Texas? Right?
Yeah.
Well,
So that's like we get snow here, but in Stockholm it's usually like sludge and stuff. So they don't have. They're not prepared for it. It comes every year, but they're not prepared the same way, and they don't have the same tires because they don't use it. But then it's always chaos. So it's different where you're from. So we have the budget for plowing and stuff like that. So usually we're quite safe.
So, thinking of traveling here, do you, when you first started getting into music, did you find it hard to find music where you were at, or were you like?
Well, I'm old, not that old.
Well, no,
Yeah, well, I mean, we're that,
but
I'm the same age you are. We
Yeah.
had you still had to like
But-
download the music like
yeah.
overnight.
Were you downloading? Were you traveling to go?
Yeah,
You know, going
fucking
find.
definitely
I
pirating.
We have record titles for FYEs.
Yeah,
We all
I was
pirated.
pirating,
Yeah.
the YouTube was like it was in its infancy, so you found stuff like that. I found
Easy as
the
fuck,
Armored
yeah.
Saint there, so that's great. And then lots of CDs, and borrowing friends' CDs and stuff like that. But pirating was also involved.
No, I stole everything until I was an adult
Yeah.
and could buy it. It was
Yeah.
like nowadays it's easier to buy music than it is to steal it.
Yeah. So, but well, I usually buy like LPs and CDs also, especially from local bands, because they really need the support. So
Yeah.
I have started with that, and then with LPs, it's vinyls. You have like a process in it, so you have to sit down and listen to it, so you kind of appreciate it more.
Yeah, people like our age and younger don't understand that like a record used to be a record. It was a thing.
Yeah.
Like you would listen to a record like you would watch a movie. It wasn't just like
Yeah.
picking and choosing songs. So you would listen to the whole thing. Like so the structure and the way it looked and the way it the way the music builds, or
Yeah.
you know, the
Oh,
way
yeah.
it fit
They
together.
were
That's why
positioned-
concept albums were so big
Yeah.
Yeah.
back then.
When Firepower, the single for Judas Priest came out, what's 5 years ago or something, I sat there with a little speaker, and my wife came into the room. But what are you doing? I was like staring at it, and appreciating
Looking at the
all the notes. And she was like, "What are you doing?" It's a new single. Shut up.
So
it was.
we've talked to other bands and stuff. Have you thought about doing the single route where you can just put together one song to keep your name out there, to keep the band's name out there? Just drop one like maybe every couple months or so, even if it's a cover or something new that you're working on, like a demo of it or something. Do you always keep a new thing dropping like every few months to keep people interested?
Instead of going like radio silent until an album, until you have enough
Yeah.
for an album.
Yeah, I thought about that because that's one thing there, because of the gap I had now, about 3 years of new stuff. It's better to have something coming out in the steady stream. Otherwise, you have to say put together 10, 15 songs and put it out. I don't really enjoy those cycles a lot. It's good for bands that are established, but smaller bands, I think you have to have a more steady stream. I don't know if I'm wanting to do like one song and put it out and stuff like that, because it's so little also, but it's something.
Yeah.
So I would prefer to have like two songs, or maybe like a 4-song EP or something, and have it semi-regular. But I thought about that actually, but I haven't gotten to it apparently, because it's
That's how a lot. I mean, that's how a lot of music works now. It's not albums anymore. It's like the new single, and a new single comes out every couple months, and people talk about it. It's just like I said, like treating it like content creation, except instead of Instagram influencing, it's the music.
Yeah. So I think that's a route to go as a new band, actually, to do that, to have like steady stream of service or music coming out. But then you have to do it also. But I think it's something in that. It's a route to go. So hopefully, a couple of months, so I should be coming up with something soon, apparently.
It's always
Schedules are important too.
Yeah.
It is. So you have to
I'm
keep
terrible
yourself
with it,
accountable. Also, you have to do
Yeah,
this by that time. So, or try at least.
Yeah, the script for this video I'm recording has been done for like 2.5 weeks, and I just been fucking. I spent all week doing housework and repairing shit. So
If you have a house, you have always stuff to do. It's never.
Yeah.
You can never like relax.
I'm between this, I've got this 4 episodes in the can. I will edit, get those all ready to drop. Plus, I do my other shows and then do the stuff around the house, run the business. And it's like, I need downtime. But then I get downtime and then I hate it because I've got downtime. I'm like, I could be doing something.
if Paul's the producer, I can't. I wouldn't be able to. I have my own podcast, like my solo stuff. I got nothing because I'm like working on everything else, and I'm really scatterbrained with everything. So usually everything is rooted in making sure I get like the shorter videos out every day now, since I've kind of changed the way I'm producing them. Instead of making one and putting it out every day, I make a bunch of them on one day and then put them out so that I have my afternoons after work to do, to work on the bigger videos. But, then I ended up fixing my washing machine instead. So I'm like bad. I'm bad at it.
Well, that's actually smart to do, like a big amount of them.
The bulk stuff was it's been kind of wild. Like the first couple of days, it was because it was a shift in my routine, and the first couple of days was like I didn't know what to do with myself because usually I would spend most of my afternoon doing the video, and then the video would come out around like 6 p.m. And then after that, I would be like either chill or try and work on something else. But now it's just I get home and I'm like, all right, well, I just got to remember to post the video because it's done. It's pretty dope. Pretty dope though.
Yeah.
I prefer it much better. It does eat like obviously in order to get all those out like written, recorded, edited, and done, it'll take like I took Friday off of work to do that this week, and then I had to spend most of yesterday finishing all the editing for it. So it does take up like full of my days off, which is usually where I would put in work on bigger projects. So I'm still working on the new routine.
Well, I was gonna say we usually ask if you've got any good tour stories, but
well, it hasn't been any tours.
Not yet.
Yeah, and we usually have good band stories, but your band all left, and so the best story was the fact that you got the name of the band. So we don't have any horror stories about your band splitting up.
That's true, and it's the first band.
Yeah,
so he's fucking killing it.
You're
killing it, bro.
This episode will be short and boring.
No.
Yeah, we still got like a ton of questions about the whole music scene in that area, and getting some good answers out of you. It's working well. So
that's good. Great.
It's the first time I'm doing something like this, so it's really fun.
Listen, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of like solo artists. So it's not like a weird thing that you're doing.
No.
So, especially like I said, I have a friend who he puts out a new fucking song every week. Just work like in his home studio. He's a fucking monster. Yeah, he's great. He's about to write a whole album worth of shit for my video. He's awesome.
That's amazing.
It takes fucking music's different now, man. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, the scene has changed quite a lot in all regards, so it's hard. So
2020 roughed up everybody's trajectory as far as like getting band related, group activity kind of shit happening.
Yeah.
And people really took advantage of the time that they were like locked into the house.
That's and since it's more accessible also to like record yourself, like what's a Focusrite Solo? What is it?
Yeah,
Not even
I have a
$100. So
my 2i2. I have a
yeah.
whole, and then this this right here is my entire guitar rig. So
What is it?
it's all,
Is it
that's not a Helix. No,
no?
it's some fucking Helix knockoff. My buddy, the guy who does all that music, he's got a Helix, which is why
Yeah.
he's able to fucking bang all that shit out. I'd love a Helix.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't bad. This has some really awesome Marshall sounds in it and stuff too. Like it's not bad. It's great. I have it all fucking rigged up to this crazy audio setup I got going, and I'm fun with it.
I had or I still have a Focusrite 2i4. I upgraded now to 8920, like the big one, so to have more channels. But I usually play like amp sims and stuff right now. But otherwise, pedal boards is the way to go. So a lot of different pedals.
Yeah.
And amps, I usually use like the orange Jim Root Terror. It's really gnarly. So that one I've used for quite a while now. So I don't go that route yet, but I try to downsize it to like be able to have the rig in the car. So you find like preamps and stuff too. It has
They're
to
fun.
be quite
they
easy
got everything in it. It's
yeah.
That one, I think that was like $280, which not everybody's got laying around, but it's a whole everything. I have a 5150 rig. I have a Marshall 800 and 900 rig in there. I have whatever I want. That's just what I've gotten to. There's I would say 99% of what is in that GFX processor I have not touched or listened to at all. So it's fun.
Yeah.
The thing I like about the Helix is that you can like download other people's setups, like in kind of a social platform kind of way. So if somebody wants to make like an And Justice for All setup, you can download and try that, which seems way more up my alley because I'm lazy as fuck. But you can't do that with this thing. You have to.
Have you tried the BIOS for your DAW? If you plug straight into computer.
See, that my issue with that, I even upgraded my Focusrite from a Solo to a 2i2, and I couldn't. My audio setup I have two PCs rigged into my audio chain. I'm using voice meter on both computers, so virtual mixers. I have this Astro mix amp. I have an actual mixer, this like miniature mixer over here. So my setup was like fucking gnarly, and I couldn't get the latency. Like I wasn't able to get the latency problem fixed. So the processor was like my solution to the latency.
Yeah.
I probably could have if I fucked with it enough, but I just didn't. I didn't have the brain power after everything else that I'm fucking doing. But so
that's understandable.
That was I bought that thing, and I bought this miniature mixer so I can like hear everything all at once through the one set of headphones. So it's nice, and it records. It's set up in my DAW to record and stuff. My issue now is like, I think the ESP is what I use because it's the nicest guitar I've got, and it sounds great, but something's loose in it, and I get like weird random interference that I can't figure out what it is. Just like hellacious buzzing or no buzzing at all. It'll be fucking studio clean, and then out of nowhere it'll just start fucking going crazy, and I don't know why. So I'm still working on diagnosing that.
Yeah, that sucks. I bought PRS Michael Åkerfeldt's signature. I bought it used for it was around time band start. I bought that, and I haven't looked back since.
PRS makes pretty guitars, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about to. They're so pretty. PRS makes like the prettiest finishes in their guitar. I'm about to make my own replica of Dean's Time from Hell, but it's gonna be black and green. Can't wait.
Sounds amazing.
It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah. So
I just bought my son his first Strat, because he wanted one, so I bought one for him. And I have a friend who works at a music store, so he's always like, "Oh, I got this guitar, you get this guitar," and he brought the one I wanted, and I was like, it's like I don't even play anymore, and I still kind of want that. Shit, it played so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. No, I think you got it. As long as you're obviously, if you're here with us, you're putting yourself out there working on promo. So
Yeah,
you got it. I mean,
Yeah. Well, it's fun. So
you got to be a self promoter, man. You got to be out there busting your hump and making sure people know about you, and from your social medias and you reaching out to us, you're making steps forward. So you're doing what you need to do. So
that's great to hear. I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
Well, quite a lot actually. So
it's always a learning experience, man.
Yeah.
It's nothing's ever going to be easy. It's always you got to learn from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my advice on the writing thing too would be just, it's dumb to say, but write bad music. It's going to suck and you're going to hate it, but you got to get it out of the way. That's how you get to the stuff you like. Like you got to make shit that sucks. It's not good and you can't stand to listen to it because you're like, ugh. But that's the only way to get to the stuff you want to hear, or that people like you think people want to hear. You know, it's not a coincidence that like either. Like I wouldn't feel too fucking self-conscious about it because a lot of bands, their best shit is the early shit. You know, so I wouldn't be too down on yourself about anything.
No, it's just to get it together, I think. So it's a new process to do everything by yourself. So it's hard that way. So you have to like get over the hump, I think, in that regard. It's hard if you don't. You're going like uphill. You have to reach the top for it to
once you get there though, like it's a lot of fun. I would, if you're doing stuff yourself, there's like I said, tons of, you got Sims and pedal boards and stuff. Like there's plenty of, like, you can get studio clean sounds from your house now on a pretty basic computer. It doesn't even have to be that fucking crazy. So
yeah. Well, I think it went quite nice, this recording process. So it's not the best quality, but it's doable. So it's nice.
That's exactly my plan, is to just do a bunch of covers. I love that. That's awesome. I love covers.
Oh, covers are great.
Is it Pantera and stuff there from background that you're doing, or is it something else?
No, the covers will probably be like Misfits songs and Motorhead songs, probably, and AC/DC, like simpler stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of genre like Stevie Wonder and shit too. So because I like doing shit like that, taking something not metal and making it metal.
Oh yeah,
that's cool. Like Frog Leap.
Yeah, I love fucking Leo's great.
Oh yeah, my son discovered that, and he is super mad fascinated.
That guy is the shit, dude. He did this banger cover of like Sultans of Swing and Money for Nothing, which are like, I love both of those songs. Yeah, his stuff is awesome.
Yeah, my wife listened to him also. There's a few bangers there on his playlist right now. So,
well, yeah, he's got some great shit.
Yep.
Yeah,
man. I gotta ask, do you have a cover you really want to do for your next one? You got one planned? Like you like?
I haven't looked on it, so
what I want to cover changes by the day. Like I'll be like, I should cover the song, and then I'll really want to do it, and then the next day it'll be like, I should do some AC/DC right now, but then I don't.
If you have any tips, I can probably do something, or at least put it in the buckets of things to do. But I haven't looked at it, so I don't want to do like the really outplayed stuff, the one that you hear all the time, like Enter Sandman by Metallica. It's great, but everyone's heard it like a billion times. Mm-hmm. So if you do something like that, you have to do it like your own. And I don't think I don't think it would be that great if anybody does it. So you have to find like the gems and stuff for the bands there. The ones I
With
did
a cover,
well, yeah.
well, I was going to say with a cover, like my rule of thumb is if I don't want it to sound like the original. I want to rewrite this song, but keep it like true to
The essence of it.
original.
But,
yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's the point of a cover. Some people aren't like that. Some people like when they cover a song, like Weezer. Did you hear Weezer's cover album? Weezer's cover album is like literally just it all sounds exactly like the originals. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Like really close to it too. It's weird.
there's a place for that also, but I wouldn't want to do it because you have to find like your own sound. Elvis, Danzig did like the Elvis cover album. It's fun to listen to, but then it's really a lot of Elvis. So
Yeah.
I would love for him to do something like his own, but it's not really there.
I want Metallica to do another Garage Days album.
That'd be so good.
Yes.
That's
that'd
like
be
I want that more than any new like the fucking Metallica's the greatest cover band of all time.
Yeah. So that's what you want. So to do your own. Whiskey in the Jar is outplayed, but it's a great song that they did about it. So, but you can't do it the same way. You have to find your own way, even though it's a folk song. And that's the hard part to find like something that you can do justice and find something and make it your own there. A few of the covers I did there, this one, they're quite the same, but I'm not using like the same amps and stuff, and I do the screaming instead. So it's still a bit unique, but it's right at the ballpark.
That's the idea. You want it to feel like the original, but sound like yours.
Yeah.
Sound like you wrote it.
So no, I haven't seen or started searching for other covers. I thought about doing that too, but then I went and played something else, like try to find the like right stuff and things. But well, you have to do something all the time, so probably it will be a few songs that I've searched for also.
Yeah. Well, man, you're out there, you're trying, a lot of people would get discouraged. You lost your band and you're like, nope, still got the band. We're moving forward. I'm the only guy, but it's still going. It's not.
Yeah. I had a few people that came up like friends, but sorry about the band. I was like, it's still me.
Yeah, no, it's still
yeah,
it's still going.
You're like,
so
I'm not
where
letting
can
this die? This is my band. It's my
where
band.
can people find your stuff, like the socials or?
Yeah, I have Facebook and Instagram. It's SlaughterSword official, both of them. We have a YouTube channel also, but the music isn't there. We distribute to DistroKid, so they put up the albums also on YouTube and stuff. We have a few live shows we put up on our own YouTube channel. Just search SlaughterSword there, you can find it. But otherwise, it's all the music platforms that DistroKid puts out to. We have put everything there, but Spotify is the big one there. So, and then it's just SlaughterSword in one word. So
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
I will probably, if it's okay with you, I will use some of your music at the end to put it underneath the credits.
It's no problem.
Okay. I always like to ask.
That's great.
Yeah. I've never had anybody say no yet, but there's always going to be that one guy who's like,
That's true.
I don't like my music. Don't put it on the text there. Put something else.
Well, there's also like depending on.
Yeah.
depending on the level, or like if somebody's signed to a label, it's sometimes it's not up to them if they're allowed to use it or not.
Yeah, but for me, it's no problem. So
Okay, cool. Well, man, it's been fun having you on the show. Keep us informed. You said you got merch?
yeah, well, it's a small, really, really small pressing. So if you'd like one, I can send you.
Yeah, I'd love a copy. Hell yeah.
Send your postal information through email. I can send you both the CD and a patch.
Yeah. I got a shirt I got to send over to Hawk that I got still sitting here on the counter, that on my desk, from another band that we got sending us stuff. So
that's the idea. The idea of this show is to like expose smaller acts to our bigger audiences, and I think the T-shirts are probably the best way for me to do that. Because I don't like I get people approach me a lot about like doing like a review, and I can't do that. I'm too nice for that.
No.
And I'm too picky for that. Because I don't want to like have somebody send me their stuff and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm just not. No. It's not a review, but the T-shirts, they draw people in. Somebody, no matter what, somebody always says something about the shirt I'm wearing in the video, every video at least.
Yeah, I think it was like Eddie Trunk that he gets like CDs and stuff and demos of people, and when he listens to it, he asks them if do you want the honest opinion? People be like, yeah, I do. Are you really sure? And then he goes like, well, it's terrible. You shouldn't quit your day job. So it's hard to do that.
Yeah, I'm too nice to discouraged by reviews.
Yeah,
I can't. I like if I really dislike a band, I just don't talk about them. That's why I don't have any Avenged Sevenfold videos.
Sorry. Yeah, well, that's the approach also. So,
well, my other shows, I was posting on my Instagram just when I'd get new vinyl in, and then people are like, "Well, tell us about what you got." And I'm like, "So you want me to put me talking about vinyl at the end of my regular show?" Yeah. So I'm like, "Okay." So and they're like, then I ran out of some new ones because I didn't get a new album for a while. They're like, "Oh, we want classic vinyl reviews." I'm like, "Really?" Okay, so I go over here and I dig up. And they're like, "Well, you guys need to listen to Queen, the Game on Elektra Records in 19." I can't even read it because I don't have this one.
It's like Jason Scott from JHS. He has like record time after his longer shows. Puts out like an album there. So.
Oh yeah. So it's. I still talk about vinyl on my other shows, and I have no idea what I'm talking about this week because it's Halloween. So I might just grab a couple horror soundtracks and go that way. So
that way, or horror punk, go Misfits.
Oh yeah. I do have Misfits over there. Hawk just saw that last week or earlier. Yeah. So.
Yeah, whenever the last time we did this.
So that's great.
Oh, he just like I don't even remember sometimes. Like, do we have some today?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I just show up. It's all Paul.
Yep. I'm on the computer and talking to people left and right, and I'm trying to book a couple bands, and they're bigger touring acts, so it's going to be fun locking them guys down. They both want to do it, but it's like, okay, what about this weekend? Well, I'm gone for 2 weeks. We'll be back on this date. I'm like, okay. As long as it's not on the 5th, I'm good. I can do it anytime after the 5th.
And I thought I was quite hard to lock down. So,
so
you have your stuff doing.
Oh, dude, there's always something else to do. Like when I get done here, I'm gonna go eat, and then as soon as I get done that, I gotta come back down here and edit and get stuff ready for tomorrow. So,
I gotta go to the grocery store and then get back to the recording sessions.
Yep. Well, I'm going to sleep, so
yeah,
it's pretty late for you.
Well, sir, on that note, we will lend you adieu and let you go get some sleep because it's what, like 11:15 now.
It's 12. What's
12:15.
12:15
After
now.
midnight?
So
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that'd be
man.
way past my bedtime. I'm in bed by 10.
yeah, I'm going to.
Alright.
I have practice for work and stuff tomorrow at 8 a.m. So it'll be a few hours, at least.
Jeez. All right, man. Well, you've been a blast to have on the show. If you have any more information or any news, let us know. We can get you back
Yeah.
on, even if you just want to tell
Yeah,
us, like,
I
hey,
know you
I
want
got
to
a
like
band.
pimp out.
You got a full band.
That's really cool. Thank you. It's been really fun.
Good talking to you, man. And you take care. And we'll put your information and stuff and your links to your social media here at the end of the show. And like I said, we'll put the song underneath it. And so we will take care of you on that end. So.
That's
And then
great. Thank you.
I'll email you with our address and stuff. You can send stuff to us. So
That sounds great.
cool.
See ya.
See ya. Take care, man.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Take my daylight breath. Takes me to rubble and tears on your ass. You never fire with, and it's time to blast. I'm a straight shot with every man. Don't fucking hurt.